Getting into Raphael's House of Hope is straightforward once you know what to do. First, let's head into the Devil's Fee, which is north of the Central Wall waypoint in Lower City. Inside, Helldusk will greet you and show you some fairly limited stock for sale. However, if you head upstairs and into the bedroom, you'll want to unlock this chest that's hidden from display when pressing Alt until you get further in the room. Inside is some powerful equipment and a mammon coin. With coin in possession, go back downstairs and speak to Helldusk again. This will open a dialogue option to browse a larger selection. At this point, we know she has some secrets. Head over to the south span of Worm's Crossing, and our target is now northwest of us. However, we want to go inside Sharess's Crest and up to the 3rd floor. This is a better view as the final staircase is somewhat hidden from a lot of camera angles. Walk towards the end and enter the unlocked door. Inside you'll find Raphael, and some game choices go on in the conversation, but they won't affect the ability to enter the House of Hope, so choose whatever suits your playthrough. Now, go back to the Devil's Fee and speak to Helldusk, who now has yet another dialogue option. For a price, which can be negotiated in a couple of different ways, she'll give you instructions and ingredients to perform the infernal transportation ritual. Once those are acquired, head upstairs. You'll need to place the objects in exact locations inside of the blood circle. If they light up with fire, you've got the objects in the right spot. If not, make sure you have the correct object and placed in the exact location necessary. The skull goes on the western tip of the diagram near the desk. The coin of mammon goes on the northwestern tip, diamond on the northeastern tip, incense on the southeastern tip, and infernal marble in the center of the diagram. Make sure they're spaced correctly, and again, they'll light on fire if done so. With everything in place, the portal will open and you're free to enter. Do you like prizes? Well, of course you do, because everyone does, and there's some incredible prizes here that I'm able to share with you, and this is iPhone 15 Pro Max, Apple Watch, PlayStation 5, and more. These will be available starting on October 15th. These will be through the Lucky Spin event, and this is coming with the launch of Dungeon Hunter 6, which is the sponsor of today's video. Dungeon Hunter 6 is the latest addition to the classic hack-and-slash franchise. After several releases starting in 2009, we now welcome the highly anticipated addition to this renowned series. I can assure you that the wait was truly rewarding. Dungeon Hunter 6 is a free-to-play mobile ARPG with a unique hero collector feature in a stunning fantasy style. The gameplay features a fast-paced hack-and-slash combat style where you play as a bounty hunter with multiple class options, various builds, and skills to utilize as you fight big bosses. It's absolutely free to play. Download it now using the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen if you're viewing on PC. Speaking of bosses, in Dungeon Hunter 6, killing a boss is not the end. For every boss you defeat, the game has a unique mechanic, which you can not only loot, ride, and fly them, but you can also summon up to 3 of those bosses onto the battlefield to become members of your squad, where they'll follow you and perform combo skills. You can even shapeshift into them to harness the ultimate power when you reach the late or end game. It's a very cool mechanic that I haven't seen done in this genre before, and there are already over 100 uniquely designed bosses to conquer and explore the new classes, with units being updated monthly. The fun of utilizing them in battle is endless. Taking 3D graphics and performance to the next level, with stunning skill animations optimized for multicasting, ensuring the best visual experience and smoothest control on mobile devices. Whether you play with guildmates and battle in real-time guild wars, grind with a variety of skill tree options, to test builds, or trade via the auction system, download the game now for free on both Android and iOS. Use my link in the description, or scan the QR code if you're viewing on PC. Get a special starter pack worth $50 using my link, 10 summoning scrolls, 1 SSR Lieutenant, the Demonic Wolf, and 1 accessory pack. Use your game account to enter the Launch Lucky Spin event, where you can win great prizes like iPhone 15 Pro Max, Apple Watch, PlayStation 5, and more, all starting on October 15th. Check out the description for extra details, and thanks again for sponsoring the video. Once inside, the fun is just beginning, and as soon as you head closer to the door, you'll be greeted by Hope. Learn as much about her as possible, and offer to help if there's any way that you can. She'll give you clear instructions to find the key, take the contract, and smash her chains, warning you that when you do, Raphael will come. At this point, make your way into the feast hall, and we'll start on the east side of the semicircle around it. There's a chest at the end, just past Hope's prison, which will now be on your map. Directly in the center, there'll be an inert infernal gem. Passing 2 DC here will reveal a room with a Staff of Spellpower and Helldusk helmet, which you'll likely want to grab. The Mystic Force curtain blocks us for now, so let's continue around the half moon until we find Raphael's archive. Once there, speak to the archivist, and after he informs you that you aren't on the schedule, use Detect Thoughts to learn who is, and pass a DC to pretend to be one of those guests. At this point, you can inquire about the contract you signed. Doing so will progress the conversation to the Archivist, telling you to wait until Raphael returns, but you gain access beyond the Mystic Force Curtain, so head there now. Inside the now accessible room, you'll find Hope, and work through the conversation and then into the back section of the room. You have options here in the conversation with Harley, but I just like to attack him, since there's some good loot to be had. Regardless of the route you go, you'll need to head over to the picture on the left side of the bed. Then hit the button. Grab the soul coins, and make sure to read the note to update your task. We can now lift the magic protecting Raphael's treasures. There's no need to be conservative in the battle with Harley, or worry about setting the trap off when you press the button. Just go out to the next room, and use the faucets. Back in the archive, cast Greater Invisibility on a character, and then take the Amulet of Greater Health and Gauntlets of Hill Giant Strength from the 2 pedestals on each side of the room before heading to the pedestal in the middle, which will have either the contract you signed or the Orphic hammer, depending on your story choices. If you get caught, it's fine. You'll have to deal with some enemies in the hallway and falls of fire chasing after you, but at this point, the fight should be pretty easy. Just be sure that you loot everything in the room before you head into the hallway. Even if you get caught, you still have time to get these. Just work your way down, killing everything including the spears that chase you. Before you go down the prison hatch, you can heal back at the fountain as well. Time to head on down the hatch. Hit the button to open the door, and you'll see Hope bound from the crystals. To destroy these crystals, you'll need to hit them with the Orphic hammer equipped. You can clear the mobs out of the room, or alternatively do it during combat and just retreat. Don't worry about taking damage, just win the battle as you can, then just return to the fountain and heal again. As you head back towards the entrance of the zone, you'll have a fairly trivial encounter. However, I would recommend using the fountain one last time before you head for it. Retreat back to the fountain, and then finally reach the beginning of the zone, where you encounter none other than... There's a lot of different dialogue options and a tough battle if it's your first time doing it, but the reward is some extremely powerful gear. This zone is one of my favorites in the game, and I hope the walkthrough helped you experience it as well. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on your favorite RPGs.